So, you want to talk about some of the upcoming projects, the upcoming movies that are coming out?
Sure. Although keep in mind, I still have Ant-Man on the brain. So if I need to kick it backwards, I fucking will.
Okay. Well, you nixed. I was gonna say Dark Phoenix was one that I'm kind of curious about, but you're right. It's not MCU. It's Marvel. So they're doing, I guess, a Black Widow movie.
I think they greenlit that. Yeah.
Okay.
Finally, they've been talking about it for ages now. But
I mean, can you, at this point, if you've introduced the character into the Avengers and like the Incredible Hulk movie, I guess, because she has that kind of, she has a relationship with Bruce Banner. I mean,
yeah.
Do you
I mean, her first appearance was Iron Man 2.
Do you think that's? I feel like they should have done a movie before that. Like they should have, like, built her up for the series. Like made a movie earlier, made her character cool. Because now I'm like, I don't really care about a Black Widow movie now.
Well, see, this is actually part of my objection to long form storytelling in general. Because essentially what we have now with these Marvel movies is a TV series.
Yeah.
And it's starting to grind my gears a bit. Because long form storytelling, like TV in particular, the objective is always stretch.
Yeah.
Always keep the story going.
Yeah.
Because it's simple math. If you close off a thread, if you complete an equation, you can't go back down that road.
No.
So the idea is you keep stringing the audience along for as long as you fucking can, for as long as they can fucking stand it. And I feel like that's probably what we're gonna get with the whole Hulk and Black Widow thing. It's like it's a will they, won't they? I don't think they will, because as soon as they do, then that thread is closed off forever, and it gets very boring. Especially since they haven't really gone to much trouble to develop her, especially as a character. Which, I mean, that's why you make a movie for that character, so you can explore some of that.
Yeah.
All we really know about her is that she has a checkered past, and she's from some part of Russia.
I feel like she's just from like the Hitman, the Hitman video game, basically. Like, nope, she's just from a kid. They turned her into an assassin. Now she's an assassin. And
well, that's what was
good.
really funny about the marketing for that Red Sparrow movie.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, I had to warn people about that movie, actually.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, okay.
And there's a very good reason for that, because I knew what I was getting into. There are a lot of people out there, like friends of mine, who they're casual moviegoers. You know, they watch movies and they have fun with it. So, you know, whatever. And a lot of times their selection process for what movies they end up watching has to do with who is in the film.
Gotcha.
A lot of people have latched on to Jennifer Lawrence as like, oh, I'll watch anything she's in type of person.
Uh-huh.
Some people I know have that mentality and do not like dark films. And I was like, for the love of God, do not watch Red Sparrow. It's like, I have heard there is some stuff in that.
Isn't that Jennifer Gardner?
Probably not want to see.
Isn't that Jennifer Gardner? Not Jennifer. Having technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, it was Jennifer Lawrence. And I've heard there's some like full frontal stuff going on and some really nasty violence. I've heard it's a very brutal film. And the way it was marketed though, like people were like, "Oh, it's going to be like a girl power movie." And it was like, "No." It's like, "No, this is something else entirely." So I actually had to warn them off of it, and sure enough, they ended up like red boxing it when it came to, you know, home video.
Yeah.
And I think my friend told me they turned it off like half hour in or something.
Oh, really? I was thinking peppermint. I was like, oh, peppermint.
Oh, you thought it was peppermint?
I was thinking peppermint. I'm like, oh, geez.
No, peppermint just looks like garbage.
Yeah. So was it just too brutal?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's Atomic Blonde, which is brutal but not cruel, and then there's Red Sparrow, which is apparently just nasty.
I liked Atomic Blonde.
It's funny because I was the one who gave it a light recommend to you.
Yeah.
You've convinced me that it was better than I thought.
Yeah. I like a good spy story. Spy movies are fun.
I do too, which is why I like Captain America: Winter Soldier. Although, I do need to say one thing though. Whoever the fuck decided to throw the soundbite out there that Captain America: Winter Soldier is like a 70s conspiracy thriller. Whoever the fuck created that meme needs to sit on something sharp, because that is utter nonsense. No, that is utter nonsense.
Oh man.
And this is coming from someone who really likes the movie. I'm sorry, I have seen 70s conspiracy thriller movies, and it has very little in common with those.
Jeez.
That just feels like a marketing department quote that someone would throw out there to make sure old people go see the movie.
Okay, so...
And, I mean, they did slip Robert Redford in there, so, that'll get the old folks out there. It's like, I know him!
My initial reaction to Infinity War, the ending to it, was like, well, that was stupid. There was no weight to that ending because so many people died at the end of that. A lot of people died in that. And people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that all happened. I'm like, he's got the Time Stone, the Time Infinity Stone. They're going to reverse time and bring all these people back because we have way more sequels. We only have one Black Panther movie. I'm like, we have to get 2 more Black Panther movies. You can't just kill Black Panther.
Yeah. No, that's the shitty part about having the internet.
Yeah. Is
that we know what all these studios are up to, and movies take several years to get made. So before the snap happened, we already knew that Black Panther 2's greenlit. Spider-Man Far From Home's greenlit.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's. We already knew that at least a couple of these characters are coming back. Which kind of spoils some of the fun, but simple economics.
I'm excited for the Avengers Endgame because this is kind of the movie that we've just been building up to for several years now. It's all been coming to this one movie, and I'm actually excited. I'm like, I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I was on the opposite side before. I'm like, that second one's gonna suck. It's gonna be stupid. But I have high hopes for it. I think it'll be entertaining. I am not excited about Captain Marvel though.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm not terribly familiar with the character from the comics.
Me either.
She's been on the Avengers roster for a few story arcs that I read back in the day. I know she had some weird business where she got impregnated by some cosmic being, and the whole team was okay with that. And
okay,
that was like the early '80s. This was ancient history, but in more recent days, they've kind of like rebooted the character a little bit, and I haven't followed any of it, so I have nothing to go by. So I don't have any foundation to build excitement from. Brie Larson is an actress that I think she won an Oscar for that Room movie.
Yeah.
I think she was like a Mouseketeer or like an equivalent. So she's worked with Disney before.
She's done some stuff. She's in that 21 Jump Street. Not 21 Jump Street.
Oh, she was?
Not 21 Jump Street. I'm sorry. Yeah, 21 Jump Street. Yeah, she's in that.
Really?
That first
I don't
one,
remember her, which is not good.
She's the love interest in that.
Really, the only thing I remember her from is she was a non-element in Kong Skull Island.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, most of the human characters in that were afterthoughts except for John C. Reilly, who was great. And then she was in a movie that I went out of my way to see called Free Fire. I might make you watch that.
Okay.
It's a 1970s gun deal gone bad movie.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Basically takes place in real time. It's just the entire film is a single gunfight over the course of an hour and a half, and it's interesting. It's a bottle drama with guns, and it's a lot of fun.
I didn't watch The Room. I know she got an Oscar for it, but it just sounded like a bummer movie to me. It's a girl is, I guess, abducted from when she's a kid, and is just like she's just been in this room, and now she has a child in the room, and she's I don't know. Somebody told me the plot, and I'm like, well, that just sounds stupid. I'm sure she gives a great performance, but I don't. Really
from what I
it.
understand, it's she's the mom, and she has a little boy, and it's about the boy basically being born in the room and having to adapt to living in society.
Like she's
both of them, I guess.
Or she's like agoraphobic or something like that.
probably both of them, being as he's never been outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know she was a major get for the studio, because I think they snatched her up like right after that, and she seems fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have much to work from in terms of, trailers or anything like that. That's actually a big part of why I don't have any enthusiasm, is the trailers have been very weak for it.
You're bringing in this character who's looks like she's going to be saving the day, but we know nothing about the character. I think it would be more effective if we had a character we've been introduced to and actually kind of like it would be maybe a fun way to get the X-Men in there or some shit like that. Like if you were to actually merge everybody in there, like, oh, let's get fucking Professor X in there or something. Like get somebody we know and would be excited about, or like fucking Wolverine against Thanos. That'd be a lot of fun. But we've already killed Logan, so it doesn't matter.
I think this partially comes as a result of the success of Wonder Woman,
which is good. I really like Wonder Woman.
It was all right.
I liked it.
I liked parts of it. She and Chris Pine are both extremely charming. I feel like that's part of what we're going for, is we're banking on the audience not having expectations so we can create them later, because Wonder Woman's one of those characters where it's like everybody's familiar with the iconography of the character, but how many people actually know anything about Wonder Woman?
Nothing. Yeah.
In fact, the character's history in the comics that I kind of am familiar with, is so fucked up and inside out that good luck being a scholar on Wonder Woman.
How was Lucy Lawless not in that movie? That's my one thing that it just drives me nuts. How is she not in that movie?
It is kind of weird, actually. Maybe she was busy with Ash vs. Evil Dead or something.
I mean, are you really busy with Ash vs. Evil Dead? I feel like you can...
Are you that busy?
That busy?
I mean, that would have made sense. But, I think Captain Marvel, like, mostly it's just been weak promotional content.
Yeah.
The one thing that jumps out at me that looks somewhat interesting is that the editing looks to be doing like a nonlinear style, because the way the trailers are structured, it looks like the character is going to be presented in such a way where they have a fractured set of memories, and they'll recall things as they go. So they'll encounter like familiar circumstances that'll cause them to recall memories of their past or whatever. So it looks like maybe we'll get that kind of weird editing where we'll have a story that jumps all over the place in terms of place and time.
Yeah.
Which is certainly different. I don't know if that's going to be good. But it's interesting that you say that the characters being presented in such a way as they're supposed to be like the savior,
the Deus Ex Machina, or
because,
Deus Ex superhero.
When I was walking out of the theater after Infinity War, I went to see it with a couple of friends of mine, one of whom was a gal who's a comic fan. And as soon as we were walking out of the theater, she was like, "Oh man, I can't wait till Captain Marvel shows up and kicks Thanos' ass." And I just kind of looked at her cockeyed and I was like, "Do you really think that's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Because it seems like she's not alone in thinking that, though. That's going to be the resolution, is that Captain Marvel's going to show up and, like you said, be the Deus Ex Machina character.
That's what they told us. That's exactly what they told us. That's what Luke Cage does. He's like, Captain Marvel, we need you to come save the day.
Wait, you mean Nick Fury?
Nick Fury, sorry, not...
other bald black guy?
Yeah, sorry. Nick Fury.
But, yeah, for me, though, like, being somewhat familiar with the comics, I never thought of her as being a character on that level. Like,
Thor.
I've read comics.
Thor is the only one
Thor
that
Thor and Hulk I think of as being on that level, but like Captain Marvel, to me, she's not there. But it seems like there's quite a few people who think she's going to show up and she's going to outclass both of them.
Well,
which I mean, it's we're not living in the comics, so they can write her to be as powerful as they want. So maybe they're right. I don't know, but I don't have that expectation.
Thor is the only one that, like, he was like talking shit to Thanos. He's like, you're never gonna be a god. Like, he's the only one who's actually stronger than Thanos. So it would make sense that Thor would have to be the one to take him down. But Now you're bringing in Captain Marvel, so I'm like, well, then Captain Marvel has to be more powerful than Thor, or at least on the same plane, like same level. But like you said, like we know nothing about Captain Marvel, like from our own personal knowledge or from the movies. We have nothing. So I was gonna say today's the Super Bowl.
You had a question.
I was gonna say today's the Super Bowl, and we
Yes.
usually get some fun trailer drops. Like this is where they'll drop some cool trailers. We got the commercials, of course, but do you think they're gonna drop the trailer for the new Star Wars movie today? Because I feel like today would be the day to do it. Because they haven't talked about it at all. But usually they're like, the trailer for this movie is gonna drop today, so something for this summer is gonna drop today. It might be an extended Avengers. Actually, that's probably what it's gonna be. It's gonna be an extended Avengers and maybe a Star Wars teaser.
I think it's going to be Avengers. That's my guess, because Star Wars, I don't know that there's another film in production other than 9. Like,
yeah, I didn't know if they were gonna drop a teaser today.
I mean, maybe.
I think they might.
I would think that I'd want to put my money into Avengers, although in recent days they've shown that we may be seeing like a sea change when it comes to marketing, because marketing during the Super Bowl is extraordinarily expensive.
Very expensive.
And think about when we first got our teaser for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
They waited a very long time, and it was very subtle. I think they might be reeling back the marketing budget. If I was in their marketing department, I'd put more money into marketing Captain Marvel and less into the Avengers and Star Wars, because those can sell themselves. Captain Marvel, though, people need to know about that to go see it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, a friend of mine was telling me that like he's suspecting that they're going to do just that, because Captain Marvel people don't have as much of a foundation to work from. Like, they don't have as much of a reason to rush out and go see that.
I have no reason to go see it.
Exactly. So what you need to do is you need to create a marketing campaign that emphasizes that, oh, you can't appreciate Endgame if you haven't seen Captain Marvel, because there's a little gap in that story. And it's like, I know they're only coming out like 2 months apart, but come on, guys, you got to see the whole thing.
You got to get out there and see it.
Yeah, you got to get out there and see it, because it connects directly to the next one, and you're going to be missing a huge part of the puzzle if you don't go see it. So, like, if I was in the marketing department, that's what I would do. Is I would create a need for people to go see it.
Well, when does the new Black Panther... I'm going to check out real quick and see when the new Black Panther comes out, because that will probably break the box office.
2020, 2021 or something?
Let me check here. I'm scrolling. We got the Gambit movie, which sounds... I'm actually kind of curious about that, because I remember Gambit from the cartoons, from the X-Men.
Everybody does.
But other than that, like, I don't really know much about Gambit, and he hasn't really been...
There's not much to know. His history in the comics is extraordinarily convoluted. If I remember right, he was like part of the Thieves Guild in Madripoor, which is like an entire country of assassins, basically, in the Marvel universe. Point is, he's basically like Robin Hood with a staff instead of a bow. And for some reason, he wears a like ancient Japanese ninja helmet because Jim Lee is crazy and makes weird character designs, and he was created in the 90s. So everybody. I mean, we're living in a nostalgic era for the 80s and 90s. So all the things that you remember as a kid are the things that they're going to be putting in theaters.
Yeah, we're not
Gambit.
We're not getting Black Panther till probably 2021.
Yeah, I mean,
God damn it.
I'm sure everybody that worked on those films has tons of offers to work on other shit right now. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you know if Ryan Coogler's coming back for that one?
I'm not sure. They mentioned Coogler's Black Panther did gangbusters at the box office. I'm not sure if he's coming back for the second one.
I would think. Because he didn't do Creed 2, so that would leave him occupied.
Well, I'm gonna
and he also wrote Black Panther, so he's probably, if he's coming back as director, he'd probably want to do that too.
I'm gonna have to get out of here pretty soon. I got a Super Bowl party to go to. I got to do some cooking. I got to prepare our snack that we're taking for that.
Very cool.
But I wanted to just before we go, ask you what movie, not Marvel related, are you most excited about to watch this year?
Triple Threat.
Triple Threat?
Triple Threat. Do I
Yes.
need to explain what Triple Threat is? Okay,
Yeah.
I will. Triple Threat is it's like the equivalent of the Expendables, but with martial arts.
Oh, okay.
So the cast is insane. It's like Scott Adkins. I believe he's the lead villain in it. It looks like it was shot in Thailand. We have Tiger Chen, who is do you remember The Matrix Reloaded at all? No, you haven't seen The Matrix Reloaded.
Actually, they're on Prime right now, and Steph and I are gonna catch up on those.
Well,
this
Tiger
week.
Chen is a Chinese martial artist and stuntman who Keanu Reeves has only directed one film. It's called Man of Tai Chi, and the entire film seems to have been put together just as a way to like give a gift to this man Tiger Chen, because he and Keanu worked extensively on training and choreography. Like Tiger Chen was like his trainer basically on the Matrix films, and Keanu basically made an entire movie just so this guy could headline it. And this is the only movie this guy will ever headline in his entire career, more than likely. There's like one other movie in China that, as far as I know, it will never leave China. But point is, Keanu made an entire movie just so this guy could star in it.
Nice.
And he's a very, very talented martial artist, but he's that guy. He's the guy that gets kicked in the face and falls down. He's not the leading man. So you have Scott Adkins, Tiger Chen, Tony Jaa is in there.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, I know who that is.
Iko Uwais from the Raid films. He's also in there.
I still need to
Ron
watch those.
Smorenberg, who is, I think he's from the Netherlands. He was in a Jackie Chan movie called Who Am I? Where he's just a very tall Aryan man that is a very talented kicker. There's some good behind-the-scenes footage of Jackie Chan shouting at him because apparently he wasn't kicking fast enough. Michael Jai White is in there.
All right.
Michael Bisping is in there.
Oh, okay.
Because
why not?
I'm probably forgetting some people. I can't remember her name, but she is, I believe, a Thai martial artist. She's also been in some other movies. Point is, this is a stacked cast of like name brand people, like Nike brand martial artists. not that bullshit Kroger stuff. Like, so for me, it's just like, I'm sure it's going to be a disappointment. It's a low budget film, so managing all these personalities and scheduling, more importantly, I'm sure there's going to be some disappointments in terms of like the quality of the action. Because if you have that short of a time frame to shoot that many people, someone's not going to get the best shots. You know, some things are going to have to get missed because you need to move on for scheduling reasons.
I feel like during production, someone's gonna open a door to that movie, like that set, and it's gonna be Wayne and Garth, and they're gonna be like, Wayne's World is like, I've always wanted to open a door to where people are being trained like a James Bond movie. I feel like that's just what's gonna be happening.
That would be the set, yeah.
That's the set.
But yeah, that comes out supposedly in March. Also supposedly in limited theatrical release. So I may, other than Doctor Strange, I have yet to see a Scott Adkins movie in theaters. Because yes, Scott Adkins was in Doctor Strange.
But is that a Scott Adkins
He made
movie?
the front credits, Kyle. He didn't say a fucking word, but he made the front credits. But supposedly it's getting a limited theatrical release. So come March, I will be scanning the Fandangos, and I'll be seeing if I can find a theater to watch this. And I will make sure to get together as many people that could possibly give a shit to go see it with me.
Well,
so,
I'm excited.
a Scott Adkins movie can finally make like a 10-cent profit, because all of his movies lose money because of piracy.
I'm excited about Avengers, the Endgame movie, but John Wick 3, Parabellum, Chapter 3.
Yeah!
I'm super excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Just to gush just a little bit more, the cast for that movie is also pretty extraordinary. All of those movies, some of the familiar faces you see in that. Kevin Nash is in the first one. Fucking Kevin Nash is in John Wick 1. They dub over him with someone with a Russian accent for reasons. Maybe Kevin Nash can't do a Russian accent. I don't know.
It's like the easiest accent to do.
And Daniel Bernhardt is in that first one. I wouldn't expect anyone to know who the fuck that is. He's the guy who took over for Van Damme in Bloodsport 2 through 4.
Yeesh. Yeah.
He was also in The Matrix Reloaded as an agent, though. And yeah, this new one, Mark Dacascos, is featured prominently in the trailer, which makes me happy. I mean, Mark Dacascos is not a great actor, but he is a very underrated martial artist. In fact, I put one of his movies on our to-watch list. It's called Drive. Not the Ryan Gosling one. It's from like 1997. It's kind of funny because it's a Asian guy and a black guy buddy comedy action movie that came out the same year as Rush Hour.
Probably. They probably had the idea first. No, probably not.
I don't know who came first. They're radically different movies. It's just a funny observation. But yeah, and then a couple of the fellas from the Raid movies are in John Wick 3 as well. Halle Berry, I can take her leave, but
yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Angelica Houston,
she's in that too.
You can keep her. She's in there.
Oh, okay, that could be fun.
I don't expect her to be throwing punches or shooting people, but I'm happy to see her.
No.
Anyway,
but yeah, that's about all I had to say about the MCU right now.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue how to label this episode.
I don't know.
We're kind of all over the place.
I don't know. I guess maybe we're just I guess I think of it like therapy. Like we're just sitting back. I have to get this off my chest. Like a Woody Allen.
Kyle and Trevor bitch about the Marvel movies.
Yeah, you're just laying on the couch. Yeah,
just talking up at the ceiling.
Did I send you that SNL sketch with Ryan Gosling about the Avatar logo?
Yes.
It's
the
kind of like
font. That was pretty fucking amazing.
And you're afraid he's gonna do that in the second one? There's a second one. It's such a good sketch.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us, as we did not catch up on any cinema this time, but thanks for listening anyway.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time.